The Little Lantern Who Was Afraid of the Dark. In a small town where warm lights glowed in the windows every evening, there lived a little lantern named Lumi in an old workshop. Lumi was very beautiful. He had a round glass window, a shiny copper handle, and a soft golden light. But there was one very strange thing about him. Lumi was afraid of the dark. "That makes no sense," the tall street lamps would laugh. "You were made for the dark." But Lumi would lower his handle sadly. To him, the dark was full of scary shadows, rustling sounds, and unknown things. One evening, all the lights in the town suddenly went out. The houses became dark. The streets turned black. People began to worry, and children looked out their windows and whispered, "How will we find the way home? What if someone gets lost?" At that moment, the old toy maker picked Lumi up in his hands. "My little friend," he said gently, "tonight your help is needed." "But I'm scared," Lumi whispered, trembling. The old toy maker smiled kindly. "Being brave does not mean you are never afraid. It means doing the right thing even when you are." Lumi gave a tiny flicker of light. At first, it was very weak, like a little star far away in the sky. Then he saw a young girl standing by her door. She was looking around with worried eyes. "I can't find my kitten," she said softly. Lumi's light shook for a moment. Then he whispered, "I will help." He lit up the porch, the path, and the bushes by the fence. Then, suddenly from the shadows, came a tiny sound. "Meow!" The kitten was hiding under a bench, scared but safe. "I found her!" cried the girl happily. Lumi was surprised. His light had not only chased away darkness, it had helped someone. So he kept going. At the corner of the street, a boy had dropped his mitten. Near the river, an old woman could not find the path home. By the school fence, a little puppy had gotten stuck in some branches. Each time Lumi helped, his light grew brighter. Soon he began to understand something important. The dark was not his enemy. It was only waiting for someone to bring light into it. Before long, Lumi was shining so brightly that people from all along the street followed his warm golden glow. He lit the road, the steps, the gates, and the smiling faces of children. Then, at last, the town's electricity came back on. The windows shone again. The street lamps glowed once more. Everything was bright. But this time, everyone was looking at little Lumi. "You are a true hero," said the old toy maker proudly, and the tall street lamps did not laugh any more. They glowed warmly and quietly, as if they were proud of him too. Lumi smiled with his gentle golden light. Now he knew something he would never forget. You do not have to wait until fear disappears. Sometimes all you need is one small, brave step, and your light can become stronger than the darkness. The end.